Good afternoon. Today my proposal recommends why Lockheed Martin should increase its unmanned systems market through acquisition and increased research and development toward the U.S. Navy's U-class program.
Lockheed Martin heavily relies on the U.S. for defense contracts and sales. In 2013, the U.S. government amounted to 82% of net sales. With the war in Afghanistan drawing down, there has been increased political pressure to cut the base U.S. defense spending. As we can hear on this table, since 2011, the defense budget has decreased 3 years in a row, with a slight increase in 2014 of only 0.6% and back down to 1.1% in 2015. With Obama's plans to withdraw all troops by 2016, we expect defense spending to decrease in the upcoming years, and as a result, sales revenue to decrease for Lockheed Martin. So far, Lockheed Martin has implemented a few strategies to mediate the decrease in U.S. defense spending. The first strategy is to increase international sales through the production and sales of the F-35 and building in-house offices in strategic countries such as Saudi Arabia and Israel. We've also increased the presence in the cybersecurity field through the acquisition of Industrial Defender and joining the Cybersecurity Alliance, which is an alliance of the top 24 IT firms whose mission is to fight cyber attacks. Although we are already implementing strategies to offset the expected decrease in revenue, I believe that these strategies alone are not enough. We must find new ways to tap into markets and increase our revenue and remain the #1 contractor to the United States. One market that we must expand is our unmanned systems by acquiring AeroVironment, which is a company specializing in small unmanned aerial systems, and increasing our research and development through the U.S. Navy's U-class program. I will explain more about this in a future slide. Before we talk about how to increase the unmanned systems division, let us talk about why we should. Although money spent on unmanned systems will be decreasing from 2014 to 2016, we anticipate a gradual incline trend in 2016 and beyond. The Department of Defense is seeking new solutions to deal with two problems. The first problem is the rise in anti-access and aerial denial threats, and the second one is their decreased budget. Unmanned systems can solve the anti-access aerial denial threats by being able to enter high-risk areas without risking lives. These systems have the capability to enter deep into enemy territory and provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance missions to ensure an area is safe before inserting troops. Unmanned systems would also ease the decrease in the U.S. defense budget because these systems are significantly less costly and do not require the amount of training or manpower as manned systems do. According to the Department of Defense, personnel costs are the greatest single costs that they deal with. Drones are also more cost-effective in providing ISR capabilities because they weigh less and in turn requires less amount of fuel. By aligning our products to the Department of Defense's needs, we can ensure more defense contracts in the future. Now that we've talked about why we should invest in our unmanned systems, let us talk about how we should do it. The first way is to acquire the company AeroVironment. AeroVironment primarily produces UAS for ISR missions. Unlike its competitors, this company produces smaller UAS that are difficult to visualize from the ground and can be mobilized within 5 minutes by one person. The company is also known to supply more drones to the United States than any other company, including our own. AeroVironment would be a strategic acquisition because we only have one of these systems in our product portfolio. AeroVironment also produces UAS not only for military applications, but for other applications including law enforcement, infrastructure monitoring, border surveillance, and environmental preservation. These other applications will diversify Lockheed Martin's sales portfolio to state governments and commercial use. AeroVironment's small UAS systems can also be sold to international clients because they do not fall under the laws enacted by the Missile Technology Control Regime. These laws restrict U.S. military contractors from selling unmanned systems that can carry payloads of 1,102 pounds for more than 186 miles at a time to other countries, including allies. With these newly acquired systems, Lockheed Martin can further expand its international reach. The next step is to provide more funding for the U.S. Navy's Unmanned Carrier Launch Surveillance and Strike Program, otherwise known as the U-class program. Currently, we're competing with 4 other defense contractors to develop an unmanned system dedicated to providing assistance to aircraft carriers. One advantage that we have is that some of the specifications that the U-class requires are included in elements that we already have in our current products, such as the F-35 vertical lift and components of the RQ-170 drones. These resources will result in a lower risk during development because we do not have to do a more extensive research on creating these proven features. If we win this contract and provide the solutions that the U.S. Navy needs by 2014, it will result in higher net sales and an increased presence in the unmanned systems market. This proposal does not aim to increase revenue in the short term, but ensures that Lockheed Martin remains a top contractor to the United States by aligning its products with the United States needs. With the acquisition of AeroVironment, we will be able to obtain a leader in the unmanned systems market and acquire a larger portfolio of small UAS products. Through our research and development for the U-class, we can increase our future sales revenue and increase our presence in the unmanned systems market. Unmanned systems are considered the future of warfare because they can enhance situational awareness, reduce human workload, improve mission performance, and minimize overall risk to both civilian and military personnel, and all at a reduced cost. We must align our products to the Department of Defense's needs to operate under a tighter budget and eliminate anti-access and aerial denial threats. Thank you.